Hi everyone and welcome to Autumn of Series 10 in Forza Horizon 5. It's the trial, the change of pace, and as most of the festival playlist this week, it takes us to the streets of Guanajuato, starting with the Plaza Circuit, which, gets me a bit worried because when you get on the narrow streets of Guanajuato online, you want to survive the carnage of the first corner, which, as you can see, there's plenty of. There's both AIs and players all smashing into one huge pile of metal and mortars, but somehow we managed to avoid most of it, if not all. And even in this corner we didn't get rear-ended. Nobody was fast enough to smash into us, so I'm up in the second place right in the beginning of the race, which is good. There's only one AI to chase and that shouldn't be a problem. Normally they are pretty easy to catch up with on road racing, and especially ever since the trial is restricted to stock cars for AI, even unbeatable difficulty won't help them with that. There's a little bit of the way to catch up, but I expect it to be done by the end of this lap, maybe shortly into lap 2. The team behind is doing alright, it seems, as well. There's a lot of AIs at the back, the score is nice, so we are doing surprisingly good. To be honest, when getting into this trial, I expected that it's gonna be an absolute murder of the race, but so far so good. There's our AI. We now gonna start slowing it down to give everybody else a chance to overtake. On the narrow streets you never know what's gonna happen, like what just happened to that poor AI. And now that my work of slowing down AI is done and everybody overtook them, we can get on with the racing. But yeah, as I was saying, the narrow streets provide a lot of opportunities for people to smash into the walls and come to a complete stop and therefore lose positions, so you can't just rely on a narrow gap in the score. You want that gap to be as huge as possible, which is why normally I wouldn't go slowing down AI if there's only one between me and the rest of the pack. I'm doing quite alright thanks to these Lotus I'm driving, tuned for you by Gritted Dust 8 again, and it's the build I also use in Rivals and online racing, so as you can imagine it's quite a high performance car. It is a handling build, so it's not great in terms of the top speed, but we don't need any top speed in these tracks. Everything in this trial is gonna happen within Guanajuato, so narrow streets, tight corners, short straights, we need handling in here rather than the top speed. It's a pretty powerful rear wheel build, so you still need to exercise a bit of a caution driving it. Being too optimistic on the throttle out of the corner will send you into a spin and will mess up with your race and potentially race of others. So it is a car that is not specifically easy to drive, but I have to say about this tune, it's much easier than most of the rear wheel drive builds that you can find in A-Class. However, if you find this car a bit difficult to drive, I just recommend jumping into Bone Shaker. The restrictions of car category are gone. We only have the class restrictions here, so it's A-Class, anything goes. So yeah, make your life easier. If you want, jump into a Bone Shaker, download one of the many tunes available for it. I'm gonna use the Bone Shaker for at least some, or well, probably one, but I'm thinking about the Danger Sign and Hot Wheels PR stunts, so I will recommend the tune. That would probably be one of the EVS Mars's tunes, but I will test that when I get to do the PR stunts. For now I'm still in the trial, but as I said, Bone Shaker will make your life quite easy. But this Lotus, as you can see, overwhelming performance compared to the rest of the field and the AI, so nicely done by myself in the first place. The team won as well, overwhelmingly so, though there was a bit of a mix. So it's time to go for the second race. And the second race takes us to Cathedral Circuit, which is even tighter than Plaza Circuit and even more dangerous in terms of the things to hit. So again, surviving the first corner is the key, but on this track it might be not even enough. As you can see, everybody and right away, well, I didn't survive the first corner, even less so, I didn't make it to the first corner. The teammate smashed me straight into that pipe sticking out of the wall, and that's throwing me into the last place. We just passed our teammate on Lanza, who was drifting through the corner. This guy on I-8 also doesn't seem to be braking much or at all, really. He seems to be using walls for the brakes, which is not ideal, I have to say. And we have the hope. Oh my gosh, what the hell just happened? Right, that I-8 guy really does not brake. He just smashed me into the wall. Look at this. He just wall riding his way through, plowing through the AI and another wall. Look at that. So if you are watching this, I mean, come on, close your eyes. This is too obscene to be observed. Don't. Oh my gosh. Smashed me in the back, messed up with my braking line, and then smashed all the way into the wall. This is just, oh my gosh, another one. So there's no one, there's two of them. This is an absolute Forza pornography and a hardcore version of it. This is just horrendous. It's probably the worst experience I've had in trial in months. I mean, not one but two complete idiots. Oh yeah. And it's, I mean, I could understand if they were taking out targeted one AI who's like stopping you, but no, look at them. I stopped now twice, complete full stop, and I already caught up with them without any problem. So if you think, oh yeah, but it works, you know, they might be all over the place, but it still works, it doesn't. They are slow. They are not only they are slow themselves, they are slowing down everybody around them. So I can't really pass that guy. And oh, look at this. This is terrible. Okay, hopefully he's far enough in the back for me to avoid being smashed into my rear. Magically I'm in the third place. Look at this. It tells you quite a bit about the quality of the lobby I have. There's another teammate of ours all over the place. Again, wall riding as it gets. Yeah, up in the second position after multiple stops. The only thing I'm kind of missing is missed checkpoint, but it's almost impossible to miss checkpoint in this track because, you know, the walls are way too close. But oh my gosh. So that's the first place ahead of me, and if I had another, not even a lap, a half a lap, I'd be first from last with multiple stops. Right, okay. But that's it, the end of my suffering, I'd say. Hopefully you guys have a little bit of a nice experience through this trial. I'm gonna go open up a beer or something and cool down a little bit. Thank you for watching though. I hope it was entertaining, and I'll see you in the next one.